Roy, is David doing anything much different than what Rick did?
Not that jumps out at you, but it's what you would expect him to do. He played for Rick and is there a long time with Rick. He does believe in playing a full court game. That's what he was as a player. People don't realize he could really run. I mean, I recruited him and signed him, and then left and came here. He stayed in Kansas 1 year and then left. But they're long and athletic. He had a good team coming back, and he knew that. And he's tried to coach them and give them direction without getting too much in the way and letting them play. But they're impressive when they get it going. They really are. I was trying to look to see what the difference in some of their stats were, league and non-league. Yeah, it's pretty impressive when they're shooting a higher percentage in conference play than they are in overall. So, but I think for the most part, I'm sure he's added some. He probably had some plays when he was a player he really liked for that position. So I assume they do that. And if he didn't like it, I assume they don't do those parts. But he's a good kid. I shouldn't say kid, but I guess I'm old enough to about call anybody kid if I want to. But he's in a basketball family. His dad was a coach, and so I think it's a tough situation. He really liked Coach Pitino. Really had a great relationship with him, and then all of a sudden you're the head coach, and he's got some good guys around him too. I mean, his staff is a good bunch.
Coach, with some bigs like Mahmoud down there, how does that present challenges for you? Because I think he leads the ACC in blocks, and they have the ability to protect the rim when you guys want to pound it down low.
Well, we haven't been pounding many people down low, so it's not going to be anything we haven't seen before. But they're one of the best shot blocking teams in the league. They're long and athletic, and he's certainly, I think he is leading the league. I think last time I looked, he was leading the league in block shots. But our freshmen, they're not going to just turn around on their tippy toes and shoot it. He'll be batting it up in the 17th row. But we understand that too, and you just got to go in and play. But it's a challenge. I'd like to have some of those numbers protecting our rim.
Last we saw you were worried about Joel and Luke's team health. I'm sure you gave a couple of days off. How are they?
Yeah, everybody seems to be doing really well. We gave Monday and Tuesday off. No, we played Monday, so we gave him Tuesday and Wednesday off, and he came back yesterday. It was the first day, and well, they really looked like they had fresh legs. I was almost wishing we hadn't practiced. We should have just saved it and go play the game. I was concerned. I did cut it a little bit shorter yesterday because they really did look like they were fresh. It'd be interesting to see what they look like today, but didn't have any problems. B-Rob and KJ had a little collision at the end, but we're listing B-Rob was quite limited today, but he could be going full-fledged today too.
So you said you wouldn't have scheduled the 3 games in 5 days the way that they did, but it does seem on this back end it does give you a little bit smidge extra time in addition to the next week. You have only 1 game.
Yeah.
One game.
You know, I go back exactly what you said. I wouldn't have done it because it was pretty hard. I mean, it's hard for me, mainly I was tired. I mean, you know, good gosh.
You're old, though.
Yeah, I'm old. It must be part of it. But I wouldn't have done that. But yeah, you know, it depends. Some guys say, God, let's keep playing. We're really playing well. Well, that's the reason I don't get too fired up about any part of it. You play the whole schedule. But I think it is good to have some rest time at the end of the season. I wish we didn't have 3 out of our 4 on the road and the quality of the teams we had. I wish we were playing 5 of you guys 4 times. I'd feel a lot better about our success. And you guys may really have game that I just don't know about. No, sneaky.
Now that you've gone through that stretch, though, you kind of look at it and say that was sort of a good thing when you got a chance to see your team would handle something like that?
Oh, it was a confidence boost. There's no question. But again, I'd still say I wouldn't schedule it myself because it was really hard. But it's the schedule, so shut up and play it kind of thing. But I think it gave us some confidence. Now, we haven't beaten Louisville at Louisville. And fortunately, 100 years ago, I had a Kansas team that went in there and beat them. So I may tell them I'm the only guy that's got a victory there, so maybe that'll give them a little more incentive.
They were all mostly talking about the chemistry that they kind of felt over those 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that you caught on tape that people like us might miss that was just working a little bit better with game momentum?
I do think it was good for the chemistry. You have little challenges and you bond together. If it goes well, it does give you a little stronger feeling. I believe that. I don't know that I would pick out anything that I could see that was any different. We played better offensively. We moved it a little bit better. We still played the Matador style on the defensive end, but stopped them enough to win 3.
Roy, along the same lines, Theo and Joel both talked about it being February. There's should be, and there has been more of a sense of urgency.
Mm-hmm.
Have you noticed that?
They've brought it up a couple of times. I mean, we only have one more game at home, and they've said something about it. Said something about it before the last game. We only 2 home games left. So I think when you get to be a senior and you see that stretch run coming, I think it does amp you up a little bit, motivate you a little bit more, and hopefully they'll drag the rest of the guys along with them. But I think at least 2 occasions I've heard. Not just Theo. I hear Theo say a lot of things, but I think Theo said it once and Joel said it once too.
It appears that Cam has been fully integrated for at least a few games now. Is there a point in the last couple of weeks where, in your eyes, he was fully integrated with those guys? They had that chemistry you were looking for?
You know, I've really seen it the whole time period for that part of it, because he really has, and we move the ball in practice sometimes, and it hits one guy's hand and goes to him, and next time it hits his hand, it goes away. And yesterday, Kenny missed him on a play, and as soon as over, Cam, my fault, I'm sorry. You know, I think we've had that all along. I think it's Cam himself that has felt a little more comfortable with every game and what we're trying to do, and it's a different style play, and you know, he hasn't shot it as well as I've seen him shoot it. And Joel hasn't shot it as well as I've seen him shoot it. But when shots go in, the chemistry tends to be a heck of a lot better when that happens.
How much did the second half of Clemson help him in that respect, because he was kind of relied on a lot? But
yeah, he and Joel both. I mean, they were our offense. It wasn't a 5-man. You know, it was those 2 guys, and everybody else were wondering what was going on. So I think that gave him some confidence too. But I think he would tell you that he'd like to be more consistent, be shooting a higher percentage. You know, shooting 35% from 3. Well, he and Joel are exactly the same, 35.3. But you know, Kenny's been making more recently, and it seemed like a big echo. Is that okay? You guys hear it all right? It scares me getting close to the microphone. I haven't been that afraid of a microphone before, but they're shooting 35.3, and we'd like it to be a little bit better than that.
The Yahoo Sports reported last night that mentioned the Hall of Fame coaches and top programs. It's a pretty exclusive group. What does that mean when you hear something like that, just having been around the game for so long?
Got plenty of mixed emotions. You know, it's I feel very comfortable. Let's put that. You know, I'm not. Phone rings at night. I'm not worried about that. And I may worry about a lot of other things, but it ain't about that. But you know, we've had problems forever. You know, I made this statement when it all came out. I mean, I think it was President Roosevelt. They started the NCAA because he was upset about some improprieties going on in football recruiting. They wanted somebody to be in charge of it. And that was in, I forget now, 1906 or something like that. So in every part of society, there's some things that are going wrong, and there's some things that are going very, very well. I tend to look at it like that right there, but when the FBI gets involved, it's a different level. There's no question about that. Steve brought me the article, one of the articles, and I've got it with me to take and read it on the plane, and he told me what they said, but I've been surprised that it was that involved, and yet I've been surprised that something else hadn't come up to add to it. Because when you're talking about 4 guys, we got 351 programs, and everybody's got 4 assistants. It's a lot of people, but I would guess that some other things are going to drop at some point.
I don't know how much you could talk to other guys during the season, but is there a feeling of dread, or do you guys kind of feel as coaches that this is good for the game ultimately?
I don't have those discussions with other coaches. I really don't. I don't have a lot of discussions with other coaches during the course of the season. Talked to Lon Kruger about the Coaches versus Cancer event. Talked to Mark Few about scheduling games. Izzo and I have texted back and forth a couple of times, different things. talked to Leonard at one point because TV scheduling really puts a lot of stress on players. But I really don't. It's you're aware of what's going on in the world, but you're also more aware of what you may have some control over, and that's what you stay bonded to.
Coach, 2 of your players from the 2009 championship team are playing in China. Ty Lawson with the Shandong Golden Stars and Tyler Answer with the Long Lions. Is it strange that they're not
Just show them off.
No, you know,
I'm really big on Chinese basketball?
but you know, we have no idea if what you're saying is right or not. You know, I could
Reading it right off the screen, ain't okay?
I can challenge and say that's the wrong team. They're with something else, but no.
Is it surprising those 2 guys, they were the stars of that team along with obviously Danny Green and Wayne Ellington, they're not in the league? I know Ty Lawson might have some, coming back questions.
Yeah, I've seen his name on the bottom of the ticker. I've spoken to Tyler Hansbrough 3 or 4 times. He's enjoying himself. He's getting to play a lot of minutes, and he likes that. He likes to play. If I'm the head coach, I'd have Ty Lawson and Tyler Hansbrough on my team for the day I die, you know, because I trust them and believe in them, believe in their ability. Ty had some really good years and had some problems more off the court than anything else that have caused him to be in China, but I'm hopeful that he'll get a chance to get back in the NBA. He was a phenomenal force for us. I've never had anybody that could do everything at the level that he could do at the point guard spot. And Tyler Hansbrough was a dominating player in college basketball for us, but that doesn't mean that either one of them transfers to NBA level. I've seen some guys that weren't quite as good at the college level that didn't really blossom later on.
You talked to Ty? Did you say you talked to Ty?
Not since the summer. Eric Coots has talked to him. Ty's Ty. You know, he could come in right now and act like he'd been with me all day.
You mentioned the coaches versus cancer, the commercial. Did you have any idea what that commercial was about? I know it's for charity,
Yeah.
but it's hysterical.
I haven't even seen it. I really haven't.
Okay.
Everybody's been telling me that, but I haven't seen
Well, it's about calling timeout.
it.
They can't find footage of you calling a timeout. They got everybody else.
Did you guys see there was a cartoon. Did you guys see that? Shoot. Oh, what was it? I'll get it and bring it back. I've got it laying on my table at the house. It's something about Dad found out that if you saved your timeouts, you got more time in heaven or something like that. I said, all right. But no, I haven't seen it. I did participate in it. It was me. I do as many things as I can for the Coaches versus Cancer. It's cancer itself is probably my leading cause, what I'd like to help raise money for. But I haven't seen that commercial, and that is, I'd like to see it at that point. I mean, one of these days I'm just going to call 5 timeouts. No, you can't call 5. I guess we got 4. I think I could call 4 timeouts in the first 4 minutes to see what the hell it felt like.
There's a blog out there, right? There's a blog out there right now that's like has like consecutive minutes that you haven't called one. So.
Is that
It's
right?
140 minutes and 4 seconds.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
See, now that's impressive. That Chinese crap. I don't know if you were pronouncing those right or not. Come
I did
on
the
now.
math yesterday.
140. Which game was it?
Pittsburgh, first half of the Pittsburgh game at the very end of the first
Oh
half.
yeah, because we had use it or lose it. Yeah. That's it.
You think you can make it the rest of the year without using it?
Oh, I could.
If you can make it to the state game without you.
Yeah. I mean, I was so mad then. I was not going to call time. And here one time, we were behind state 10-0, and here opened the game with. I believe I'm really right. I'd bet money that we were down 10-0, and I didn't call timeout. It's what we practice for. I mean, am I going to? To me, it's, well, now it's gotten to be a personal thing now, though, good, just to tick everybody else off. But it is, it's what we practice for, that we should be able to handle those situations. And if I call timeout, I'm just going to yell at them. So.
You friends with Peter?
Yeah. Peter and I were together in World University games in Sheffield, England. Me and PJ Carlissimo and Peter and Eddie, and we had a good time. Carlissimo was crazy. Oh my God. And we had been friends for a long time, but I said, we need to take a day off. We played 12, I'll miss the days now, 12 days at Seton Hall, and then we'd come over here and we'd play, what in the blankety blank, blank, blankety blank, blank, blankety blank, 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 blankety blank. What are we going to do? And I said, well, we can walk down to the bottom of the hill about 200 yards, get on a train and ride for an hour and get out and walk 300 yards and watch the third round of the British Open at Royal Birthday. He said, I think we need a day off. So that's what we did.
Well, see, I ask you, I've always meant to ask you, are you aware that everyone in the building wants you to call it time?
Oh, yeah.
And everybody in the world, like, following it, wants you to call it
Yeah.
time? So there is some stubbornness there.
Oh, yeah. A lot.
There were state fans yelling at you to call that.
Oh, no. I didn't hear that. I don't hear a lot of stuff, but that's even better. Because we won the game. You know, that's all I do.
Your guys scored 7 points
Yeah.
in a row after
Yeah.
the run there.
I really believe that Steve Robinson even wanted me to call a
He kinda was
timeout.
looking at
He
you.
sort of stood up and sort of walked down there, and
I noticed that.
so I gave him a look, and he went back.
Steve loved the fact that when you don't call them, when so many people do, and things work out, it's sort of like, see, you know, they worked through it, and my way kind of worked.
Well, you know, we've done okay. You know, there's a lot of guys that call a lot of timeouts that probably haven't coached in as many games or won as many games, but I really do think that's what we practice for. That you got to be able to handle things. I mean, and we work last second situations and need timeouts. And who was it? Somebody, oh, it was Brad Fredericks, that last year in one of the NCAA games, I did call a timeout, and then I didn't call a timeout at the end, and Luke made the shot, so I beat everybody up. And I don't really think of it that much. I coach for the moment, I really do. And timeouts have never been that big a thing with me.
There was one more part of that.
Yeah.
State game week go back.
Okay.
They got it 2. And I didn't even, did you call the play? It didn't look like you actually, the shot that
Kenny
made.
made it right on the other side of the three,
Yeah.
top of the key, yeah.
Did you, how does that work? Because again, that's another situation where at least someone would hold up, even Dean, I think, would hold up a finger at that point.
Yeah. It's just the way I've always played. I mean,
So Joel calls the play?
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we have some plays where the big guys call the play. You know, because we have plays that are set by what you do. We don't call numbers, you just read what your teammate does, and that tells you what play to run. And that, when Kenny made the 3, is sort of like here, which game was it? We were struggling, maybe at Duke. Kenny drove and got the ball in the middle, passed it out to Cam, and Cam made the 3. It's just what we do.
That was the same play you ran against Notre Dame. That's why I was confused.
Is that right?
Box play that
Yeah.
I was asking.
Yeah. Sometimes, you know, we ran more plays when we had Tyler Hansbrough and Danny Green and those guys, because there were certain matchups that I really thought, if I can get Tyler the ball, that guy's not going to be able to handle him, or spread the floor a little bit and Ty's going to drive. But this more information went to know. I mean, the last game I ever played in high school, it's in the book, so it's not that big a deal, but we were down 1 and like 6 seconds to play, and my high school coach called a timeout and told me to take the ball out. I was supposed to throw it into somebody. They were throwing it back to me, and he said, make a play. I said, okay. Didn't bother me. And guy caught him, drilled the corner shot, and missed it. I was ticked. Been 45 years.
Still there.
Yeah.
My theory is this kind of gets you against you. Right? You don't put on a show. You don't call the timeouts. You don't hold up a finger. You don't go through the histrionics of what we think of as a coach.
Yeah, I've had people ask me about it a lot. I've even had recruits ask about it. Somebody else just said something about it. So, but you know, I was pretty comfortable my first year at Kansas, and since then I've really gotten a lot more comfortable in doing it the way I want to do it. But again, my biggest thing is that's the way we practice. So when kids do something, they're able to do it because we practice that way. And Kenny just walked in and played. I told you, I mean, it was the shot that he had stayed. I didn't stand up and yell, say, run Y44X left. You know, we played basketball, and Kenny made a big shot. And in the Duke game, Kenny got the ball in the middle and threw it back out to Cam, and he made a big shot. But I don't like to dominate things. I like for them to have the freedom. But it's what we work on all the time. I mean, you can ask Kenny. There's a lot of times I'll say, okay, wait, was that a good shot? How many of you like that shot? And so if Kenny took it, he better raise his hand because he shot the sucker, okay. But rebounding, you hear me talk about that all the time. Running, you hear me talk about that all the time. but don't surprise your teammate, get a shot that we all want. And we talk about that every day with everybody. Was it you I said something about last practice about was that a good shot or was it Cam?
You told me I should have taken the shot one time.
Yeah. It was somebody shot it and I said it was only an average shot because it was you. Yeah. I said, guys, what do you think about that shot? Tell me what makes that just an average shot. I said, because it was Kenny taking it. If it hadn't been Kenny, it would have been a bad shot. But it's average because he makes them. It wasn't any better than average, so let's get a better than average shot. So that's the thing with me is that I do try to put them in situations where I can give them a little advantage and let them play. And I feel I have just as much control over my club as I do a guy that calls a play every time, because we work on talking about the quality of the shot. And, defensively we won't play 99% of the time man-to-man because I believe in the personal challenge of it, but I feel like that I have a great deal of influence, but I want them to play. I'll tell Kenny, just like he said back there, I said, everybody on the team wanted you to take that shot, why wouldn't you shoot it? And I said, as long as you have input, but the other thing is, if it were me up standing and choreographing, I think people think there's something wrong with me. The only thing I do is just to try to get them to run and yeah, and that is something that people think I do that. Maybe I do it because my God, we need to stop. I mean, that's the reason I do it, and I'm a little fired up at that point. And I've had players tell me that means to them that this is pretty important, and that's okay too. But yeah, warm them up for you, big fella.
This portion of the coaching clinic is over. Thank you. $10 at the door.